In most traditional settings in Ghana, sporting activities are thought to be just for boys. Girls who pursue sporting activities therefore face a lot of resistance and hostilities from all angles. In our upcoming documentary dubbed All to Play For, JoyNews' Gary Al-Smith tells the story of a 13-year-old Princess Ando who is unfazed by all the stereotypes, pushing her away from her aspiration of becoming the celebrated footballer she has always dreamt of. This is part of our build-up to the 2018 African Women's Cup of Nations, which starts Saturday, November 17.
Reactions to girls playing football from peers and older people can be wildly different. Take Princess, for example. I asked her about reactions she typically gets from her friends because she plays football.
They encourage me. And they also, when I do something and it's not correct, they also correct me.
This morning, is that okay? Yes. All right. Nice one.
But has she ever encountered negative feedback because she does not behave like most other girls her age? Apparently she has. And believe it or not, it was from someone you'd think would know better.
Yes, one of my teachers said it to me.
One of your teachers told you that you are wasting your time?
Yes.
What happened? Tell us how it happened.
She said that every day I don't like sitting in the class. Every day I'm outside, I'm going to play ball. So I'm not getting I don't like staying in class. So I should stop playing football because it's not good.
So when she said that, how did you feel?
I feel bad. And I feel sad.
But you didn't stop playing?
No.
Why? Why do you continue playing football even though your teacher says you are wasting your time?
Because of my coach and my mother. I want my mother to see that the school that I'm going is not just like playing, but I want to play like Ajobayan and I want to play like Ajobayan.
Indeed, because sporting activities are very much seen as exclusively for boys at many levels of the Ghanaian society, young girls face serious pressures to stay away from the playing fields. And when they insist, there's usually a pushback.
How do you deal with the stigma around you?
Yeah, what I do is I just don't mind what people say about ladies playing football. It's a game, and if you love it, you just need to do whatever your heart tells you to do.
So that's our upcoming documentary. It's coming up tonight at 8:30 p.m. and it's put together by Gary Al-Smith. Well, don't miss it. But let's delve a bit deeper into the subject of girls engaging in non-traditional sports, the challenges, opportunities both within and without, and finally, what will it take for a girl to develop and keep a career in sports in Ghana? Joining me in the studio now is coach for the Nimobi Ladies Football Club, Ambrose Naza. Mr. Naza, thank you very much for coming. Is it really difficult? I've always thought that it's easy. I mean, I thought that we've gone past the difficult years, haven't we?
Yeah, I would say we've made some progress, but
okay.
There are still some difficulties, especially from where I operate from. Nimobi is Nima Mamobi combined.
Oh, right.
Yes, so I am coming from an Islamic-dominated community where Muslims don't allow their girls to take part in sporting activities.
Okay.
So you will have to do a lot to convince parents to release their girls.
And that's quite interesting that you started this, organization there. Why?
Yeah. It's because it didn't exist there.
Right.
We have an NGO. We work with schools, private schools. So as we were doing our activities with the schools, we realized that girls were talented, but they didn't get opportunity to play competitive football. So that is why we decided to even come together to form the Mobi Ladies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you say in Ghana presently would cost a girl if she wants to take, you know, part in any of these sports, like, and go into it professionally, so to speak? What is the price to pay for girls?
First of all, you will have to convince your parents to let them know that you really can do what you are asking for them to allow you to go to training.
Even when footballers are making so much money?
They see it to be a boys' thing.
Okay.
Yes.
So first you have to convince them.
Exactly, and then the community. Because people will be like, why do you want to play football when it is for boys? And then you will have to compete with the boys themselves. Because they
feel it's for them. Exactly. They have a sense of entitlement.
They will give you the chance to even use the field.
Wow. So two critical things you need to do. First of all, convince your family and the community. Oh, well, three things. Convince your family, convince the community. And when you get to the pitch, you have to compete with the boys. Yes. Compete with the boys.
Yes.
How well are the girls doing?
I would say they have improved a lot. When we started, some of them were now learning how to kick football. But now we have a full team that can play football and understand football. We played in a tournament recently on Saturday.
Okay.
And we have even qualified for the semi-finals of it, which will be played in 1 month's time.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow. How old are these girls? What's the age range?
They are mostly under 18.
Under 18.
Yes.
So between what, 13?
Between 13 and 18.
13
yes.
and
we have
and
a few 20, 21 people here, but most of them are under 18, averagely, yeah.
And they've all, you've helped all of them to convince their parents and convince the society that they're good for football?
Yes, some of them, especially the Muslims among them, who we had to follow them to their parents, yeah, to convince them. Some of them, yes, I remember we had to follow Latifa to the house to ask the father to allow her to play. And
was that difficult?
It was very difficult because the father is very religious, and in their house they wouldn't allow a girl to take part.
Is it just because you have to play football, or is because of the wearing, you know, shorts, and because is it about what they wear, or more about the physical activity of playing football?
I think it's got more to do with what they wear.
Okay.
And secondly, the fact that they won't be home to help with house chores, because you will need the girls to attend training after school, and you will also need them to play matches during the weekend. And it is during the weekend that they go to the Islamic school. So it's a combination of what they wear and the fact that they will be away from home.
Okay. Another concern has been that usually men like to see things. I mean, men like to follow the things they see. How difficult is it? What are the kind of opportunities available in this area, especially for girls, for women, for ladies? And to what extent are they exposed to being taken advantage of?
I mean, it's a challenge, and that is the reason why for the Mobi Ladies, for instance, we have decided not to even camp our girls, because when you put them together under one roof and you have men who are controlling them, then
then what? Finish the statement.
I mean, yeah. Then how do I call it? The challenge will come.
Which challenge?
The men will be tempted to
Lord have mercy,
to get closer to the girls.
So have you had to deal with such situations?
Not in the Mobi Ladies. Because we try as much as possible to avoid things like that. Yeah.
Okay. So finish the point that you were making previously about how it becomes difficult for men to control themselves. I must say, sometimes in some of the situations.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, you know. In order to avoid that, we don't even camp them at all. So if we have a match, they come in the morning, and then we prepare ourselves before we go.
But generally, these are issues that girls who want to play football have to deal with.
Yes.
They've been taken advantage of. How bad is it?
I mean, it's completely bad. It's completely bad.
And
that is why with Mobi Ladies and our NGO, we are encouraging more girls to take up roles like refereeing, coaching and stuff, so that it wouldn't even be men who will be controlling or managing or coaching the players, but their fellow women. Yeah.
Okay. I think I'll be more interested in some more details. But right now, let me just remind you again that this documentary is playing at 8:30 tonight. It's put together by the documentary team and Gary Al Smith, who will be joining me right after this.
So why would a 13-year-old girl leave the comfort of her home during vacation and come all the way from Accra, Ghana's capital, travel 180 kilometers to this place in Avoyme near the Ghana-Togo border? It is to chase her dream and pursue her ambition.
I want to play football because I want to be a national player like Mato or Ajabayo.
Although we have stereotypes in our community, we shouldn't let that bring us back.
There is this perception out there that girls who play football find difficulties when they want to give birth, and it is totally the opposite.
I must say I really admire these girls because I'm not sure I can run that, don't worry, I'll add the details. But Gary Al Smith is here. Gary, let's talk a bit more about this documentary. What should we expect? What more should we expect?
25 to 30 minutes was actually criminally small to go through the issues.
Criminally small?
Yeah, to go through the issues that militate against girls reaching their dreams in this country, or even around the world. It's a worldwide problem, but because it's Ghana.
Ours is bad. Is bad or is better?
Well, ours is better because we are a democracy.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
Okay.
Believe it or not. So what you find out is, what are the issues? Like, small part is the harassment. Small, and I mean it's a small.
Small? No,
it
that can't be small, guys.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a small part of the issues that militate.
Sexual harassment?
Going out, that is going out of home.
Okay.
Even in the home, that is where their problems begin. Forget the home, even in their bedroom to their parents, because mentally even telling your mother that I want to play football, that is it. Before you even go out there, before you even be harassed. You get my point? So that is one, the stigma is such a huge challenge for young girls. And funny enough, it's not those limited to those in the public schools. Actually, the higher you go or the more affluent the school is, the lesser your chance of even making it as a footballer.
Oh, that's news to me.
Yes, for females.
And we get to see all of these in the documentary?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just try to touch on a bit because it's just 30 minutes.
It's not enough for you.
So as we go along, you can explore some of the topics. But the need for the documentary is just the beginning of looking at football or sports, actually, for girls as an alternate means. Okay. Boys and the stereotypes has been conquered, I think. Because right now, when you go all around town, you see people bringing their children in Mercedes-Benzes and they want their kids to play football because there's money involved. But as for the girls, they don't get that chance at all.
They don't get that chance.
Girls don't get that chance at all. And that's the main reason why
we're doing this.
So one is the harassment is an issue. The other is the stigma even attached to girls playing football. And then you see one of the Muslim girls in there. She says that in her community, they tell you to go and get married to somebody and stop playing football because you are wasting your time. And she speaks about the fact that she would like to be a bank manageress. If she doesn't play football, she would like to be a sports analyst. Okay. So there are careers in football. There's physiotherapy. There's so many things.
So many things.
Yes,
so many things. So many things. Well, Mr. Nava, let me take your concluding comments as we wrap this conversation up, because people are going to hear a lot from Gary in that documentary at 8:30 p.m. And I'm sure you as well.
Yes.
Okay, so going forward, what's the way going forward? Your final comment.
In the documentary. I leave the talking to them.
To them. Okay,
yes, yeah.
Okay. So going forward, how do we support girls, get more of them into it? Your final comments.
Well, I think it starts from home. Parents should know that there are a lot of opportunities in playing football, especially for girls. Because even as I talk, Ghana is hosting the African Cup of Nations for women. And Ghana is one of the biggest countries when it comes to women's football. Okay. And that also means that if your child is good in playing football, then she has the opportunity of playing for the national team. Okay. But that is not all. We think that even if your child is not able to play football, there are other
There's still other
occupations
things that they can
child
do
pick
just
up
because
from,
they're in this.
yeah,
Okay.
from playing.
Okay. Well, expect more at 8:30 p.m. The name is Nimo
Mamobi
Nima and Mamobi ladies. Nima and Mamobi ladies. You want to see a lot more of them. You want to hear a lot more from their coach. You want to hear Gary Al-Smith, you know, get through all of them to tell the story of the struggles that these girls go through. Catch them at 8:30 p.m. right here on this channel.